Four, three, two.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to BizChicks TV, the place to be for
it's
tips.
Not working. Hold on. I just got a little error message. Come on.
And we're going to do a take two.
Let me see. That's it. That's what I copied. Facebook. Why is it not working? Okay, so we're going to try 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Take two. Hey, everybody. Welcome to BizChicks TV, the place to be.
No. I get a pop-up when it doesn't. That's how I know it's not streaming. But that's the code. Let me check the code again. For Facebook, that's the code. Copy key, yeah. Copy key. That's what I'm doing.
Now, you know Facebook has done some new stuff over there, so.
But I'm doing the same thing I do every day.
I know.
And it doesn't hide the key. Okay, Facebook Live, stream key. You know what? Okay, so we're going to try. We just don't do the intro. I'm just going to click. Nope. It doesn't like it. What is happening? What is happening? Okay, what if I did a manual start? Okay. Copy. I'm copying the key and it doesn't like the key. All right, output settings. Facebook. Everything is there for Facebook. I'm copying it. RTMP. Why does it look? It looks weird. Hold on. All right, I'm going to click it. All right, let me see. Okay, now I think we're ready. Let's do the intro. It looks like it's working.
All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to BizChicks TV, the place to be for tips, tools, and strategies to help you take the hassle out of your hustle and to build a profitable business that's fun to run. Today, every Tuesday, we have our digital diva who's going to share with us some tips on social media and digital marketing. And today we're going to be talking about how to build an audience for your business. This is going to be good.
We got a visitor.
Yeah, we have a visitor. And I'm going to go stop the visitor.
That's okay. Well, good morning, everybody. Hello. How's our audience doing? Because we do have an audience. Yay, we're glad that you are here today to talk about digital marketing topics, social media. We cover all of that, content marketing and strategy. So I wanted to, start October off. This is a new month, and I want to say that October is the beginning of the fourth quarter of the year. Okay, so fiscally, they divide the year up into quarters, quarter 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're now officially in Q4. So I just wanted to say that because this is the time right now you should take to decide what you're going to do for the rest of the year. What's your goal for the end of the year? I know you set one at the beginning, and a lot of people forget that they set a goal. They forget that they set that goal in January. So you may want to do a little, goal setting now for what you want to accomplish at the end of the year. So one of those things that is on the list for everyone. I mean, everyone who, is online, and they have a shop, they have a Shopify store, they have something they're selling online, or they have a business, or they're just trying to get their nonprofit or their organization notice online, is you have to build an audience. So I was thinking about let's revisit that, because we've talked about little pieces here and there about what you need to do, but especially because we did September. Remember, September was the back to basics, and we talked about the keywords, your content marketing, your call to action, and looking at your analytics to see what works and what you need to post. So all of that, you know, you're going to rinse and repeat that. You're going to cycle that. But you may need to think about now is building an audience and scaling up. Because I hear people all the time, oh, you got to scale up. I want to scale up. You got a 10X. Grant Cardone talks about 10X all the time. He talks about, well, okay, you got to 10X your business. You got to do better than doubling your sales or whatever your goal is. You got to 10X it, like 10 times whatever you think. And those things are good to think about scaling and everything, but you have to start at zero. Everybody starts at zero. And it's such a thing online where I hear influencers talking about they have, you know, followers and people that post comments on their social media and their website and stuff, excuse me, that they cry about, well, I only have 500 people. And we say here, you should celebrate that you have 500 because you could have zero. I mean, everybody starts at zero. Everybody. So you have to start. You have to put in the work. There's no quick fix. There's no quick fix. And a matter of fact, let me bring up something because I saw on my Instagram a post by Chris Cubby. And I know you follow.
Yeah, I do.
Chris Cubby. So I copied one of his posts to my Instagram story. So his post yesterday, and this is Chris Cubberness. He calls himself Cubby, is like his nickname. So he's Cubberness. And he says, don't listen to people who say it's easy. It isn't. Then I was like, that's it. It's not easy because you hear people saying, buy my course or get my mastermind and pay, you know, $2.99 or $9.99, whatever the price is, and they'll teach you how to do things. But right. You still have to do the work. I mean, everything that they teach you is online somewhere. It's just the fact that you have to take the time to dig it up and know, you know, you may not have that time. I don't know anybody that has time to go around and see everything. I mean, but you can dig up enough if you're resourceful to dig up enough information to figure out what it is I need to do. Because it's there. So and this is for, you know, like I said, business owners or people who want to do things online, because we talk about business, but if you're just getting started and you're curious about all the stuff you need to know, this may overwhelm you. So I want to tell you that you don't have to be overwhelmed. You don't have to pay that $12.99 or $12.97 or $9.97 because they like to use sevens. 97, whatever it is. You don't have to pay that to learn the information they're teaching you unless they're giving you something else in that course. Like they get access, you know, they give you access. Like they answer your questions. They do weekly or monthly video chats, whatever it is they do. If you get extra value like that, maybe you want to go and purchase that because that's the real value, not the information that they print on a PDF or, you know, whatever they do to give you that information. It should be something extra because that's the real cost that you want to pay. You want to pay for that, access to that influencer, access to that person that has the information that you know they can help you. Instead of them, you know, you paying this much and they give you a PDF or they give you an online course and say do it yourself, and they don't give you. What I'm saying is they don't give you any help. They don't personalize it. Mm-hmm. If it's personalized, go for it. Like there's Michael Hyatt, I think he has something. There's a couple other people that they have access, you know, they sell things and they have a monthly fee or however they set it up. I know Roberto Blake has one that's really good. His Create Awesome Academy, I think it is. But Roberto Blake has something where you pay a certain amount a month and you get access to him. You go into the group and he goes in there and gives information that he doesn't give on his YouTube, or he doesn't put it on Instagram, or he doesn't put it on Facebook. You see what I mean? He puts stuff on Facebook, but there's like detailed, personalized information that if you pay, you get that. Does everybody get the point I'm trying to make there with that?
Yep.
Hold on. Got to bring up my Facebook so I can see my comments. Just a second. There it is. Bring up my video. Okay, so there's a lot of talk about scale and building and you know, you hear these things, these sayings flown about and you wonder what it is. And you have to know some of the terminology. So that's why I always bring that up. And where's the video? I don't see it. So I hope we're on Facebook. Let us know because I don't see it.
Okay, good. Yeah, I asked Terry to take a look. I know we're on YouTube, so that's rolling.
Okay, let me check.
So,
well, I see me on Facebook, so I guess we're okay. I was just looking for the video to look for the comments and to say hi to everybody.
Yeah, so you're on your page?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't see it. So are we in the group too?
I don't know, but don't worry about it. Keep it going. I'll take care of it.
Oh, I see. We're not.
No, don't worry about it.
We lost the stream.
I'll tell Terry to check your page.
Hold on, guys, because it was streaming and then it just stopped. Let me see. I don't know, something weird going on.
Yeah, but you can see you, and we can work with that. So I can go to you and then share it. Not a problem. So, so building an audience, it's kind of like it's the whole relationship thing that we've been talking about, where you take your time and build it up, and because those people are going to be the ones that buy from you. It's not like before an advertisement where you would just throw something out to a mass audience. Now you're picking the audience where you're presenting your product or service.
Right.
Okay. That's interesting.
All right. Hold on. I'm just curious because it was fine and then it just stopped. That is just weird.
Well, stuff gets weird all the time. Like people calling me from,
so I'm like, maybe
like people calling me from Bayonne, New Jersey that I don't know.
Yeah, the calls that you get that are I mean, how shall we say it? The calls that you get that they just, you don't know where they come from. But okay, I'm gonna hit record on here.
Okay.
And just see if we can
we're still rolling. I think we're gonna be all good.
Let me see. No, I'm still getting. It's just weird because it was working, and all of a sudden I noticed that it's not working. I hate that.
But you're on, right? On yours?
No, I'm not. We're not anywhere.
Oh.
We're just on YouTube.
Okay. Well,
we're not on Facebook at all.
Well, everybody they can't hear us, so I'm going
to put it. There's no video or anything. It just stopped.
Okay.
In the group, in the page.
Okay, well, I'm going to join us on BizChicks.live because it should take us to Facebook.
Weird.
Twitter.
Very weird. It's just strange. It was fine. And like I said, because I didn't see, it was just really quiet. Something told me to check. Mm-hmm. And I said, let me check. And I don't see it. All right, I hit record. I'll just have to upload it later or something.
Okay, so I put that over there, so they should be able to pick us up on the YouTube channel. And then we'll go in there. I'm thinking Facebook may have changed some stuff because they've been...
Yeah, something's weird because I'm doing the same thing that I do every week that we do. And I'm like, it was, I saw you get to see a preview. So I'm like, oh, we're good.
Yeah, and it was
and I
rolling.
Looked and said, okay. But I'm hitting record. So I'll just upload it later and say, oh, we got a special edition late edition video.
Yeah. So you were talking about the audience and building it up. Now, after we've talked about back to basics, the next part is to now graduate into using what we learned last month into building our audience.
Right, because if you follow everything that we talked about last month, and there's 4 videos, you got the gist of, okay, I need to know my message, my keywords, to attract people to the post. You need to know what the right content that you need to create that's going to reach people. Like I said about, and let me go back to this, the Instagram post from Chris Cubby, and I will post a link to it, where he posts things like this all the time. This is not like a one and done with him. If you join him on Instagram or Facebook or YouTube or wherever he happens to be, he's always posting information like this. Like his post was, don't listen to people who say it's easy. It isn't. And it was a simple, like a screen caption of text. Like he typed out something. That's the photo. The photo is the photo of the text. And so it, he's got like almost like 4,000, he's got 4,000 likes on it from posting. And when did he post? A day ago. He posted it yesterday. So like I said, if you go to my Instagram, Terry Johnson Online, you'll see my story, because I can share his post to my Instagram, not to my feed, to my Instagram story. So I like to use that when I see something that I think that my audience or our audience would want to see. I always try to share it out. And it's great because it has a link to the post. So when you tap it, it goes to the post. So you can see it from my stories. And I see Terry has commented on our video, but
she said that you are on, are now showing on. Let me make sure.
No, that's last week.
Oh, okay, that's September 25th. I was like,
yeah. No, that's an old video. That's last week.
Yeah, but I just got a notification that she commented.
Yeah, I got one too.
So,
but that was from.
Yeah, but I just asked her to go look, so that shouldn't have came over.
Well, like I said, it's not. I can tell it's not live over there, but I'm recording it. I'll upload later, so it won't be where people won't get the information. And that's the point. Like when you have your audience, no matter what size, is what I'm trying to say. No matter what size it is, you got an audience where they are listening to you. And if like today, like we having tech issues. I don't know if it's me or Facebook. I don't know what it is, but there's an issue. So I can say, put up a post saying, hey, I'm going to re-upload the video of today's show and watch it and comment. You could do those kind of things.
She said
so you don't have to panic.
Yeah, she said we're showing up on the BizChicks page. Let me go over there and look.
Okay, that's interesting.
Very. Okay, this is our world of Facebook.
Right, because I'm not streaming anymore.
Yeah, okay. Well, we'll see.
So, I don't know. Like I said, this is one of the things when you have the audience, when you have the attention, and that's another thing that I try to work on. We got a separate group for that, all about attention, and you go to attentionnecessary.com and you'll get into that group. But that's the things that we talk about, because I like to separate the attention getting things to help you build the audience. You know, you need to have. Is she
I'm still
something?
I don't know. This is just
okay.
I like us. We're gonna sit up here and try and dissect stuff. So
right. And that's what I said. But that's why I hit the record button. So I've got the recording and I'll put it up. It'll just be later.
Yeah, no worries.
Or I can stream it later. Whatever. I mean, that's the tech side, and I like to get in the tech side, and we do too. But I want you to think about, why do I need to build an audience? And people may ask that question. Why do I need to build an audience? I mean, think about it. If you don't have the audience, when you want to post something or go live like we are, or share a blog post or an article or something, a message online, if you haven't built up the people to come to you and know that you're going to give them that information, they're not going to see it, right? Because you always hear people say, if you build it, they will come. And we're like, not really. I want to change that to, if you build it and provide value and promote it, they will come.
And then, and it's probably more like they'll tell somebody else.
Exactly.
Okay.
So if you build it and provide value, and it connects with someone, and you promote it, then more people come, because they're going to tell other people. See, that's one of the things. So, and again, I want to talk about that because Jay Bear, Baer, Jay Bear, he's influencer, marketing specialist, marketing. I don't want to say guru because that word is just so, but he's an expert. He talks about marketing and connecting with customers and customer service. So he has a book that's coming out. I think it came out today called Talk Triggers. And it's a book about word of mouth marketing. So I can't wait. I'm going to get the book. I want to read it because the word of mouth marketing, because that's one way of you promoting yourself to build an audience, right? Because you're going to do something worthy. And this ties into everything we talked about last month. You're going to do those 4 things that we talked about. You're going to keep doing them because it's work. And then you're going to have the word of mouth part. So how can you get the word of mouth if you haven't done the work beforehand? You're just expecting people to just talk about you because you're there. Like we said, if you build it, they will come people. And they think that, oh, well, I'm going to put a website and they're going to come just magically out of the blue. Well, you haven't. Have you provided the right content? Have you connected? Have you provided a value? Have you promoted? Then they come. Then they come. Yeah. So the word of mouth comes out of all of that activity.
And the new word of mouth is the reviews that come from, it could be on Yelp or it could be a review that on Google or something. That needs to be shown that you provided some type of value or the people are not going to come.
Right.
You know how we do.
And your content, it's content, but if it's not valuable content that people care about, you're not going to attract anybody. So your content is what you use to attract people to join you in your business or whatever your cause or whatever you're doing online. But you have to point some people to it. And like I said, with Jay Bear, he has a new book out. This is not his first book. I'm not sure what number it is, but he has an audience that he built up from the previous books, from the website. He's a speaker. You know, he's gone to conferences and this and that. And so all of those little things that he does, it builds the audience up to where when he had a new book coming out, I already knew about it like 2 or 3 weeks, actually a month ago, maybe more, because if you follow him on Facebook, he involved us in the process of his book. Because he said months ago, I'm writing a new book about, he doesn't really say what it was about. And people are curious. And then he goes, oh, I'm almost finished my book. I'm working on a cover. Here's A, here's B. Remember we talked about the A/B testing?
Yep.
So he did A/B testing on us, his audience, for his new book. And he said, this is what I'm thinking for cover A. And this is what I'm thinking for cover B. Let me know your thoughts, A or B. And so people were saying A and change this and do that. And people were saying B, but do this and do that. So he took all of that information and he said, thanks, guys, because now I know that both of these are wrong. He didn't like either one. So he went back to the drawing board. And he got a better cover. Because if you look at his cover now, it's called Talk Triggers, and he think it's alpacas on the cover, like I think it's 2 alpacas. Now, why he chose alpacas is curious because that's connected with the book. Now, when he got the cover, he says, well, I'm almost ready, and he's doing pre-sales. And then when people were he was giving special people advanced copies, but he didn't just send them the book. Like it's been like at least 2 weeks I've seen people talk about Jay Bear and his new book. He sent them a package. He sent them a little stuffed alpaca with the book. He sent them something else, I can't remember what it is, and he sent them a tin of DoubleTree cookies from DoubleTree.
If you get some DoubleTree cookies, you got some cookies.
Right. So he didn't send that to everyone. He sent it out to influencers because he knew that they were going to say, oh, look, I got an advanced copy of Jay Bear's new book, Talk Triggers, and I got this. And what's this out? People are doing very creative things online. Like Brian Fanzo got one, and he did something on Instagram stories. Somebody else had one, and they showed, well, what is this alpaca, and why did I get it? Ask me why. And people were saying why, and then they said, oh, well, this is Jay Bear's new book. So see how all of that creativeness came out of him building his audience over time. Because when he had a new book, he didn't have to sell it per se. He just kind of talked about the process. And because we follow him and this is someone, I follow him because he's in marketing. He talks about social media. He talks about customer service. He talks about all the things that I listen to. So I follow him, and I know the process of, months ago, he was talking about a new book. So see how he planted that. See, I always talk about planting the seed, and I always talk about farming, and we talk about farming and fishing and gardening and dating, because all of those things about planting seeds and having a process. You have to have a plan.
Oh, that's the word, plan. Because it wasn't haphazard, and he was focused on one plan. He wasn't darting from, okay, I'm going to do this, and now I'm going to do that, and now I'm going to do this, and his audience is not confused about his identity.
Right. And remember, you mentioned a few weeks ago about someone wanting to sell tickets to their event, and the event was like in a week or something. I think we talked about that a few times. And I was saying that you have to build that up months ahead if you want to sell tickets, because if you say, on Saturday, I'm going to have an event, I'm going to have an event and I want people to buy tickets, let me post it on social media and they're just going to buy. If they build it, they will come. That doesn't work unless you have you've already built the audience, and you can do that last minute kind of thing. If you build the audience.
And that's the thing. If they've heard from you between before and up to the time that you're going to post that event, but if they've never heard from you from quite a while, and now you're going to pop up and say, okay,
who are you? I
don't even remember. I didn't know you were still inactive.
So that's where we talked about email lists. If you've got an inactive list that's old, you can reactivate it. You can warm it up, but you have to warm it up. You just can't go straight to, I got an event on Saturday, I want to buy my tickets. You're going to get 0 opens because you've been inactive in their inbox.
Yeah.
See? And I'm not talking about sending them an email every day. Oh, look what I did. You don't want to do that with email. You want to touch and go.
Oh, I like that. Touch and go.
Touch and go. Weekly. You can do a weekly. I've seen emails where, a weekly wrap up. Hey, it's Friday. How's your plans for Friday? Da, 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 da. Here's what I did for the week. Hope you enjoy. If you have any questions, let me know. If you want to respond, that kind of thing. And they do a weekly wrap up.
I like that because it's not intrusive. It comes at the end of the week.
Yes.
And it's something that, and especially if I want to hear from you because I've gotten something from you before and I'd like to continue getting something. I don't want I bought a pair of shoes and now I get an email every day.
Right. You don't want that. It's annoying.
It really is. But if it's somebody that I want to hear from, I will stop and look at that email.
Yes, you will. And if you're invested in what that person is doing, saying, or talking about, the industry they're in, their topic, what the cause is, whatever it is.
Yeah.
That's what I said about the buying in. You got to get people to buy in and not purchase. I don't mean buy a product. I mean, they've got to buy in with their attention.
Right. They
and you got to earn that.
Oh, wait. Attention must be earned? Now that is a hashtag or a quote. Attention must be earned.
Yes, it must be earned. Because there's several steps in this process. That's why we did the things we did in September, because there's a build up to, okay, what's next? And then what's next? And then what's next? And then you just keep doing it over and over.
Okay,
you do it over and over,
right there,
but not the same way. You got to change it up, and you got to freshen it up a bit. This, and a good example of this is the show Modern Family. Now, I watched it in like season 1 or 2. I think they're on season 10. I don't know where they are now, but they've been on forever. They've won awards, whatever. But people have been, the producers felt like, okay, our audience is slipping because we're doing, they're used to the routine of, okay, this character does that and this person does that. So how do we shake it up? So they announced that a character is going to die.
Oh, wow.
And this is before the season starts. And so that generates interest. People are like, oh, Modern Family? I haven't watched that in a while. I wonder who's going to die. So guess what? They got people watching the show again because they said, we got to change it up a little bit. We're doing the formula, but we got to change it up here and there a little bit. Not a lot, just a little bit. Just to shake things up and get some attention and say, we're in season 10 or whatever season they're in. They know that we doing this over and over. We got to generate the interest. So see, that's what they have to do, generate that interest. So that's how that works. It works with TV shows. It works with social media online. It works with your business, whether it's online or off. You still got to generate interest if you've got a brick and mortar store. You still got to get people come in for traffic, word of mouth.
You still have to earn their attention.
You have to earn their attention. You have to earn it in order to build the audience. You got to earn that because you want them to keep coming back, not just a one and done thing. And that's that viral stuff we talk about. Like, oh, this is my strategy. I'm going to go viral with this one piece of content. And everything is just going to be okay and I won't have to do any work. Nope. There have been tons of people who have gone viral with their video, got millions of views, and then the next video they do, the next thing they do is crickets because it's viral. You should capitalize on that going viral. Try to get, it's like I said, fishing. Put that net in there. Try to get as many fish, many tunas in there as you can. Try to catch as many as you can with that viral content, and then know that it's not going to stay that way unless you make another viral content. But viral, that's the nature of viral. It just goes.
So viral is like that one explosion.
Yeah.
And it went boom, okay, and everybody looked, but it cost a lot to keep doing boom over and over again.
Yeah, ask Jake Paul how that went. He went viral. I mean, but he was doing videos that were this, that's his market where the kids are doing explosive stuff. But you can't keep up that pace or something will trip you up. And he got tripped up with the video he did of the Japanese forest thing that he did. And he still hasn't really recovered. So going viral is great. But you got to have the system in place to capture all of that attention and funnel it into an audience. Not just a one and done thing. So that's where strategy comes into play. That's where planning comes into play. You have to think about, and it doesn't have to be lockdown strategy. Just have, this is the goal. This is what I'm working towards. And these are the steps that I need to take to reach that goal. And then once you reach that goal, you set another one. See, so we talked about last month about that goal. So now we're talking about another one, which is building the audience with what you're doing already. The 10Xing. Well, we're not going to 10X, but we're just going to say, okay, what can I do a little bit better, a little bit more, add to the fire to get it bigger and get more attention.
It's actually one customer at a time. It's really not the masses at a time, because you really cannot effectively serve the masses as you can when you start and to do really quality services by helping one person, and then, okay, whatever worked well, then you do that for the next person and the next person, because you're not serving all those people at one time.
Right. And that's where it is. You're not focusing on the people. You're focusing on getting the right message that's going to attract them. So you see a lot of, especially I see a lot of things happening with business with, we used to have mass market stuff, mass market this, big that. So now everything is moving to niche where there's an olive oil store, just olive oil. And you're thinking, why? Because there's people that's interested in that niche, and they know that there's quality levels of oil, just like wine. So that is a small market, but that market has money to spend because olive oil is expensive.
Yeah,
so that means that you have to have a strategy to attract those people. They're not going to be the people that go to the supermarket and just buy the oil off the shelf. Like, they don't care. That's not your market.
Nope. You're going to have to do that one a little bit differently. And then you got to study them. What do they like?
Mm-hmm.
What type of bottle do they like?
Yeah.
More than likely, not in a plastic one.
No.
You know, what are their where you do like a scientist that has their focus on geology. They're studying every little rock, how the rock is formated.
They know the details of the rock and the properties and where to find it and what's involved. So the same thing with this olive oil store. That's just olive oil, but they know their market. They know the industry. They know how it works. Same thing with wine stores. People, there's so many varietals and labels of wine in different regions and this, but the people in the wine industry, they know that. So
Right.
then you may have a store that has almost every from every region, or you may focus on one region. But you know, okay, I know if I focus on this region or this type or this varietal of grape, I'm going to get this market, and they spend this much money a year or a month on this, and I know that that's something I need to focus on.
Wow.
And you build the audience from that, because you know you're going to make the things, create the content, get the information that's going to attract them, and then you're going to have what they want. See, that's why it's always, if you build it and you have the value and you promote it, they will come, and they're going to do the word of mouth, which we talked about with Jay and his, with his promotion. He was sending it out, and he knew that these super fans, I'm gonna call them super fans because they were super fans, that if I just give them the package and say, hey, heads up, I'm going to send you something in the mail, you're going to like it, it's a gift for being a loyal follower, or, whatever he said. I don't know what he said. I'm just saying it. This is probably some of the things he said. So they opened the box, they did an unboxing, they went on social media, they went to Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and talked about it and used the hashtag talk triggers. So see how he set that up.
But he couldn't do that if he hadn't built a relationship with those people.
Right. See, this wasn't his first book or first time out of the box or his first thing. He's already built an audience through his website and speaking engagements and interacting with people and different things like that. So he's done that. And so he can go out and send a few people that are his friends, super fans, whatever you want to call them, that he knows that they're going to be excited about what he gives them. There's the value, and they're going to talk about it. There's the word of mouth.
So before he even got to the point for the first book, he probably had to talk to people. You know how you meet somebody, hey, how are you, or what? And the relationship had to be built from that point.
And that's from his speaking. Like I said, he started speaking engagements, and he's a well-known speaker in the marketing circuit and marketing industry and stuff. So he gets invited to all the big conferences. But before that, he had to start at zero. Same thing with Roberto. He had to start at zero. And he'll tell you, he has videos where he says, I started at zero. I may have, close to 1 million or whatever he has, whatever large number he has now, but I started at zero. And he says, guess what I did? He says, I did a video every day.
Oh, he was consistent.
He was consistent. He had the right message. He did a video every day because, like I said, his stuff is create awesome. So he's a photographer. He does graphic work and illustrator, stuff like that. So he talked to that community, but he did a video every day. And then he started talking about how he was growing on YouTube. Oh, this is what I did. Let me talk about it because I know other people are concerned about growing on YouTube. So he did that. Then he got more people into his audience. And now he's talking about passive income and freelancing and making more money. And so see how he expanded his audience by talking about the core thing, and then he just grew out from that because he was like, okay, I figured this out on YouTube, and I know that this is a question that everybody has. How can I grow on YouTube? How can I get more subscribers? And all his videos are titled like that. How to get more subscribers on YouTube. He titles it like that. So he grew his audience by doing that, by expanding the content. And he said, I did a video every day. And he says, listen, there's people that don't want to do that. And that's fine, but you won't grow your audience. And that's what you want. So there's the work part. So now he's at a point where he does maybe 2 videos a week, but he does them the same day, the same time, uploads them. And then he may do a video on the weekend, like a live, and that's sponsored. Like someone pays him to sit there and do a live video on YouTube on a Saturday or a Sunday. And all that is from zero.
Yeah,
because started with zero.
He couldn't get that started if he didn't take care of the one person who reached out or connected with him. He had to start with the one.
Right. And a matter of fact, Roberto is getting even bigger because I believe he had a feature in USA Today. I think it was last week. So that's USA Today. Like, that's a major newspaper.
Oh, okay. So, wait. So when you're building a house of bricks, don't you start with one brick?
Yeah. Yeah. You start with one brick. So I'm going to pull up the post because it was Friday. He says, featured in USA Today text section. He says, you never know where life will take you, and that is what makes it interesting. I never thought that when I started making Photoshop tutorials on YouTube, it would take me to the places I've been in the past 5 years. So he's grown. It took 5 years. So he's in USA Today, and the title of the article is "Want to Become Popular on YouTube? Here are 8 tips for success." And then it's an interview with Roberto, and then he tells people what you need to do to be a success on YouTube because he did the work. See, he started at zero, started with the one brick, and he didn't have anybody following him. Because I remember how I followed Roberto was when Blab was still going. He would come on Blab and just talk to people in the audience about what they, things they need to do to grow on YouTube, for live video, for live streaming. He would talk about Photoshop stuff, graphic stuff. He would talk about what he knew. So he would tell people on Blab, well, come on over to my YouTube or come to my website. And they would come over to YouTube, join up there, and then he would say, okay, go to my website. And I got this Create Awesome Academy if you want to learn more about YouTube or you want to learn more about Photoshop and different things like that. And now here it is, 5 years. He's featured in a big major newspaper.
But he was 5 years in one thing. He wasn't 5 years, okay, I'm going to try this, and then I'm going to try this. Mm-hmm. So when you're building with the brick and you got the one brick, I believe the content and the value is the mortar that holds those bricks together.
Right.
If I'm being philosophical.
And see, in addition to all of that going live and doing YouTube, he would go on podcasts. He would be a guest on podcasts. He would be a guest on other people's YouTube channels, different things like that. So he would put himself out there to be interviewed or to interview other bigger influencers. So he would interview people like Daryl Eves and Tim Schmoyer is one. And, those are the big YouTube names. So people that had an audience that were bigger than his, he would interview them and he would get their audience attention and he would capture his own. So to see that's how he grew his, by going out and getting other people's audiences.
And so, and it's actually true because you can go to a networking event and because you have relationship with the host, and then the person has a guest speaker, and now you follow the guest speaker because something the guest speaker says resonates with you. And now the guest speaker has gained another audience member. Right.
And because they captured your attention by being at that event. Also, if they're an author, they should have their book with them for sale. If whatever they're doing, they should have business cards. They should have some way to give people, okay, go to attentionnecessary.com. Visual, you would do something visually, audio, you would have your physical book, your physical product there, something. So you wouldn't just go speak and say, well, I wrote 3 books.
No, you have the books there. So what I hear you saying is not enough for you to show up at the event. You need to, once you've earned the attention, then you need to direct them how they can get more.
Did that call to action because the speaking event, the networking event, you're there to talk about not talk about yourself, but you're there as yourself, as your business, your brand, and your networking. So people are going to naturally be curious. So you have something to get. Another example, Mario Armstrong, he talks about the one sheeter, and it's just a one sheet that he has of what the Never Settle show is about. And since Mario Armstrong host, Never Settle show, Emmy-winning host of, and all of those things. And then he has bullet points, and it all fits on one sheet. So he has it, and when people, he gives it out, because that is the thing that's going to be memorable. You can talk to somebody, but as soon as you walk away, if you don't give them a card or one sheet or a book or something, they're going to go, okay. They're going to forget, because that's just the nature of humans. That's how we are. So if you're not going to give me something physical, I'm going to forget or repeat a website over and over and say, remember. And then, now because we have the phones, that makes it even easier. Like I said, I'll pull out Facebook Messenger and just do your code. You exchange your codes. Because that way you can touch out and say, oh, a week later, hey, I'm just following up because, we talked about XYZ at this networking event, blah, 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 blah. And the other person goes, oh, yeah, I was meaning to talk to you about XYZ. And then you get the conversation going. And it flows from there. And
a side note, if you want to learn about the codes, we'll talk about it on Friday.
Yes, we'll talk about the Facebook Messenger. But that's what I do. I have, we have cards, but I like to do it like that because everybody has their phone out, and it's neat. And they go, how did you do that? Every time. How'd you do that? The Facebook Messenger code.
Yeah, but see, a lot of people don't understand what that's all about. And so that's why we're going to talk about that on Tech Friday. Yes. Make sure you tune in so you can learn all about the Facebook Messenger code, because it's better than a business card.
It is. And it's not at Facebook Messenger. I think there's a couple other things, but like I said, that's the tech part. We'll talk about that on Friday. But I had a list of things like, you have to do the work. So one of the things you can do is engage with people one-on-one, which is what we just talked about with networking. You want to respond to all the real comments that you get online. Don't just let people comment on your posts or, your blog posts, your articles, your Facebook posts, whatever, and you don't respond at all. Now, I'm talking about the real ones. That's why I said real, not the spammy ones, because on Instagram, there's people that have little bots that send out, I really love your page. I know that's a bot. I don't even respond. I may like it if I think it may be real, but you can tell the spammy, fake comments that people set up versus the real ones, because real people will ask real things or say real stuff.
Right.
You want to respond to those people because you want to get the conversation going, because building the audience is about having the power over not the people, but the power of your platform. Because we always talk about Facebook, people build stuff on Facebook. And then, like I told you, that person that lost their group and lost access to all of those thousands of people, she had an email backup so she could go to email, which she kind of owned better than Facebook.
Right.
Because Facebook can do whatever they want. So you want to have the audience because that's your power to own your platform and your message and to get the word out when you want to get it out. That's why email is so great. It's not dead. Email's great. So don't think people,
don't bury it.
Facebook. Yeah, you can do Facebook Messenger, but what do people do? They want your email address. Every time I see something, this new tool, this new thing, they want your email address. They want your email address. Why? Because that's the power. That's the power of your platform. That's the power of owning your message and getting it out to people when you have something to sell, like the book, like Jay Bear and his book. Or Roberto had, he let everybody know that he was on USA Today. We went, follow Roberto, we went straight to the article and started reading it and everything. So USA Today likes that.
Yeah, because
they get more hits.
Yes, and then somebody might stick around and follow them because of their relationship with him.
Right. So, and another thing I was saying about Roberto, that he looked at influencers that had more people than him. So that's the popular, looking at the popular accounts or the popular websites or the people that that are famous in your section, in your industry. So you want to follow that crowd and then try to get in with comments there. Or like I said, Roberto was interviewing people who had more subscribers than him, a bigger audience, because you want to capture some of that audience. So that you have to follow them first. So Daryl Eves is a big YouTuber. Tim Schmoyer is a big YouTuber. There's several others. Casey Neistat, people like that. But you want to get involved with someone who has a little bit more than you, not like a lot. Like Casey Neistat, I forgot how to say his name. He's got like millions, like 3 million followers, whatever. But you wouldn't say, well, I've got 50 followers. Let me try to talk to. You don't do that. You have to go to somebody who has 10,000 or 10,000 or whatever and try to talk to them and say, "Ooh, can I interview you on topic A, B, whatever?" It has to be something of value to the other person too.
Yeah, and building it slow, because if you the quietest is kept, a lot of people will want to help you.
Yes. The good ones will. The people that are really, truly, they're doing it to help people, they will.
Yeah.
But there's others who will say, okay, I'll do it for a fee. Now you have to decide, is it worth the fee? And this is where we get into the influencer marketing bit where, I'm not putting that down. I'm just saying that if it's somebody who has a big enough audience and they say, well, and the fee is reasonable, think about it, because you're going to get exposed to their audience. They're already tuned into what this person is doing. And if your values in your industry, your business, your brand aligns with that other person, I would say go for it. If it wasn't, if it was something you could afford in your business budget, in your budget. Because you're going to get exposure. You're going to, like I said, OPA, other people's audiences. You're going to get exposed to them. You want that. And this is how you're going to build the audience, because you need more eyes. Like I said, forget the viral stuff. Go for influencer who is just, they may have double your audience or triple your audience. Not the people that got 10 million. I'm not saying go to Kim Kardashian, people like that. I'm saying go to someone that's one step ahead of you.
Yep.
And ask them, I want to talk to you about how you build your audience. Or I want to talk about how you did this in the industry, how you did that. And like you said, most of the time, people are going to be helpful and they want to talk about themselves and how they did it. So you frame it that way. And they're going to let their audience know, hey, I'm doing this thing, blah, blah, blah. Their audience is going to tune in because they're already tuned into that person.
Yep. So it's like friends making friends.
Yes. Yes, exactly. And another thing you want to be, do guest. You want to think about guest posting, guest podcast, being a guest on a podcast, do guest blog posts, find websites where the person is taking guest writers, where you write a post for their website, and it works for them because they don't have to make, they may be tired of content, or they may not have time to make content, and they can store up. If it's evergreen stuff, you can write and they can store it up and they can post it when they don't have time to post something. So you have to, but that's kind of guest posting and writing, guest writing and stuff like that is kind of, Google has figured out, some people try to scam it. So just think about, again, a website or whoever it is, and an influence that's really above board and really doing, things in the industry. You want to think about that.
No shortcuts, people. No shortcuts.
Right. No shortcuts. Another thing, ask for the share. People forget that. Like, we're going to say, hey, if you like the show today and you like what we had to say and you think someone who may benefit from the information, share this video out. A simple ask. That's all we do. Ask to share it out. So do that.
I like that. And you never know what's going to happen once you ask.
Exactly.
People are more, people like helping people for the most part.
For the most part. And even if you ask and they say no, you asked. That's the part that, that's the part that matters. You asked. And they could be busy, or they could tell you not right now, but maybe in a month. If you ask, you're never going to know. You're never going to get the result that you want. So you have to ask. You can't assume that. Okay, we can assume, hey, on Facebook, everybody's going to share this out, and I don't have to ask them. You do have to ask, because you're putting a reminder in front of them that they may have forgotten to share, or they may not have thought to share. And you just gave them a reminder, or you put the seed of, okay, share this out, because I want people to know about, well, a lot of other people in my group, or my whatever, my audience, or my friends, or whoever, they may want to know more information about building an audience. You never know. So we ask for the share. And then one more thing, you want to link to influencers. You want to, when you do it, especially on social media, you can tag them, or you can do at the username, but that you want to use sparingly. You don't want to overuse that, because you may annoy them by tagging them in posts that make no sense, that have nothing to do with them. Always make sure that the post, the message, the blog post, the article, whatever it is, that make sure that it's something aligned with their brand, or what they're providing, their message, and it's quality stuff. Don't just tag them in any old raggedy. No, because you're going to burn your bridge. Because they're already getting tagged by everybody.
Correct. You don't want to be those people.
Yeah, make sure it's your best post, your best information. Like, I know so-and-so would be interested in this, and I would tag them, but I would not use that all the time. It has to be something relevant, something giving value to them, information they want to know, or, you want to do that. You don't want to just tag them willingly. Every time you do a post, you tagging this person. They're going to block you.
Right.
And that defeats the purpose. So you want to tag them, but make it personal. Make it relevant, make it a value post. Like, it's your best stuff. And they want to hear about it, because they talked about something along this line, or they're in your industry, or whatever. So just try that once and see what you get. If you don't get any answer back, don't get mad, or whatever. This person, if it's an influencer, they got tons of people tagging them. Tons. So do it and move on. Post it, tag them, move on. If they respond, it's great. If they don't, that's great too. So you're going to keep doing it. That's where the work, that's why this is work.
WORK is a good thing. It's good. Work is good for us.
So those are some of the things that I thought that we should, mention that you can do to build the audience.
And again, now, if you didn't notice that TJ last month, she gave us the basics. Now we're going into how to build on the basics.
Right.
And you're starting she gave us some really key tips on how to build your audience, taking your time when you're doing it.
Right, because you want to build the audience, because you want, like I said, you want the power of the platform, but you want it in your hands. The audience doesn't belong to you, but it's you're attracting people that are like-minded, that they want to follow you, that they're interested in what you have to say, and you're going to keep giving that information, because that's what you're doing.
And my takeaway is attention must be earned. It is just not going to fall in your lap. You're going to have to earn the attention.
No. I mean, you can buy a little bit of it. That's where the Facebook ads and Instagram ads come in, but you still have to earn it, because you can buy, you can do the ad, but if it doesn't hit the mark, hit the target with who you're trying to reach, it's wasting money and wasted time.
And I'm thinking of past that. I'm thinking after they see you go, they're like, oh, look over here. And then they look, but then you don't have anything to make them want to stay. Right. Then so I need to earn your attention. Okay, now that I've looked your way, now you need to keep me over here.
Exactly. And not sell. You have to get, your breadcrumbs. The sale is at the end of this little breadcrumb trail. And see, like I said, I love that example of Jay Bear, because like I said, he's been talking about the book. I'm doing a new book. And most of the people that I follow that are authors that have several books, they will do this process. They will go, okay, I got an idea for a book, and it's a doozy. It's a good one. Stay tuned, blah, 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 blah. So you're getting the attention. And then you say, like Jay said, with the covers, he had 2 covers. And, he got the responses, and he was like, based on the responses, I'm just going to go back to the drawing board with the illustrator.
And see, the other thing was, by him involving his audience, piqued their interest about the book. Like, oh, I gave my input. I wonder if he's going to pick my cover.
Yes, exactly. I mean, and that's how I felt, because I responded. I said, oh, I forgot which one I picked, but I said, oh, pick that one, but change this and do that. So everybody was doing that, like A, but do this. B, but do that. So he took all of that and looked at it and said, okay, I'm going in another direction. Stay tuned, And then when he had the cover, he showed us the cover. And everybody was like, oh, that's much better, like 100% better. So then, he went, and then I saw, I think last week or the week before, because the book comes out today, I believe. Like last week, I saw people on social media with little alpacas and a little stuff. I was like, what is that? And then somebody posted the box, like, this is what they got from Jay, like a tin of cookies, the book, the stuffed animal, and something else was in there. I forgot what it was, but a little something in there. So, and you're thinking, why did I get cookies? There's a story in the book about the DoubleTree cookies. So there's a tie, everything is the tie-in. And I forgot why he picked the alpaca. He said why.
But it makes you go, you're curious. It's like when they did when Forrest Gump first came out, and you saw the billboards, and you're like, what is this? And you're like,
it's the curiosity factor, because that's what you want to do. You don't want to just, and this happens with movie trailers, with previews for the if you're watching the TV show and the next week's episode, you get little hints of what may happen. And most of the time when they edit it, it's not what you think, but they edit it in such a way that you go, oh, I gotta watch the next episode. Right. Or that movie, I gotta see that movie, because that's the editing process, where they edit that to get the attention.
Right.
And if I said attention is necessary,
and
that's why I talk about it.
And that's why you must edit and do the things that you need to earn the attention of your audience.
Yes. Earn the attention, because the process of creating the content and getting a message out. But now you got to do the things to, like you said, you got to build it. You got to give the value. You got to promote it. It's not just building it and sitting back and going, oh, look what I put up. Look what I have, a website. Or I have this, or I have that. Look at my house. What, did you have a housewarming party? Did you tell people you have a new house? Did you all of those things that we talk about, like houses and dating and gardening and fish, all of those things about planting seeds and seeing the end result, not going, well, here it is, and then get mad when nobody shows up or nothing happens because you didn't plan it.
Yeah,
you didn't plan it. So you have to plan it. So that's why I love that Jay did that for his new book. And because I've seen people, I have a book that's not sell, I can't sell it or whatever. Well, like, did you pre-sell it? Did you set up the plan to talk about it before when you were writing it?
And it's still not too late to talk about it,
No. It's not, because you wrote the book. It's still there. I mean,
right.
He can always do another promotion, like, okay, in a month or two or around Christmas, you could do something else. Oh, I wrote this book in October, and in case you didn't see or you didn't hear about it, this is the book, and this is what it's about, and it can help you with X, Y, Z. So you have to promote these things.
Right.
And you build the audience, and once you build the audience, you get even more people. And the thing with Roberto Blake, I want to mention before we end, is that when I think he said when he got like 100,000 people, subscribers, he was happy, and then it just started growing and growing, because he would just keep doing the same thing. And I think now he might be at 300,000 subscribers on YouTube, maybe more. I haven't checked, and I'm pretty sure after this USA Today article that came out Friday, I'm pretty sure he got more subscribers out of it and more views, which on YouTube, I mean, we'll talk about this when I do a YouTube show, but the views are more important than the subscribers.
Right.
So we'll talk about that.
That's good to know. Let's talk about that too, because little secrets that you may not, little secrets to help you understand the process.
And then it changes, because YouTube is owned by Google. They have everything based on the algorithm. They change the algorithm, so things change. That's why when you see when you Google information especially about social media platforms and apps and stuff, check the date, because you don't want something from 2012. It may not work.
Correct. See, all
and
these
that's why
tips.
we have the show. That's why we do, you know, we talk about on Tuesday and Friday, we talk about tech, because things change so fast in this industry that we got to keep you up to date. So you got to keep watching.
Right.
And you got to share it out.
Yes. And we thank you for doing so. And we want to say hey to the hashtag replay gang today.
Here we go. Replay gang.
Yep.
I put the video, I put the little hashtag up. So if you're watching the replay, and like I said, because we're gonna upload this at a later time on Facebook, you know, you're not watching it live. So I we really want to know who's in the replay gang that you're watching this later, the next day, next week, whenever it is. Just let us know. Right. Then I get notified, we get notified, and we can comment, or we, you know, if you got a question, put it in the chat, and then, you know, we'll know about it and we can respond. Yeah, we just really appreciate you taking the time out to stop by and to listen and to watch and to share. Yes. We will be back tomorrow with Coach Karen. Thursday, we'll be talking health and wellness. Then Friday, we're talking tech. And we're going to be covering some things in tech, you know, just like TJ mentioned today, on Facebook Messenger card. Yeah. Because there are things, there are tools, there are so many things that can make your business run smoother. And you need to know what they are. And they're right here in your hand. Yes, especially if you bought a phone that, you know, costs an arm and a leg. Let's be real. You want to use it. You want to maximize the use of it. So yes, business cards are great, but you know, there's some tools you can use that, you know, phone to phone, and and into your audience. I think that's a great topic today, because you're saving paper, and if you're environmentally responsible, you don't need to do that. You can just do this, and I don't want Messenger. We're going to show you why you probably do. Don't worry. Right. I mean, and like I said, I think I said earlier, I had a challenge. Earlier this year, I had a challenge to try to do everything on the phone. I'm still doing that. So this will be a part of, you know, whatever I do with that information, you'll be like, okay, how to do everything from your phone. That you don't even need the desktop. I think you should do it somewhere, you know, like maybe a segment on your Tuesday show about that. Do it on the phone. Okay. Today, I did and I took you up on that challenge, I think, subliminally, because I try to write contracts on my phone. I try to do. There are apps that, you know, people may not know. There are apps that let you do everything. I watched one yesterday. Nick Nimmin, he's another YouTube influencer, that he was talking about doing everything on your phone. The YouTube apps you can use to take care of your channel, just using the apps on your phone, not even using the computer. So yeah, and these are things that you need to know, because you have your phone with you always. You don't have to miss out on a call. Don't have to run back to the office. You don't have to go, well, I need a computer to do this, or I need a desktop to do that, or I need a laptop. You may not. You could just, you know, like I said, the phones do 4K video. They do this, they do that. So you need to utilize it and not just play games. I know you're not playing games, but there are a lot of people that they use a smartphone, they just play games. And I'm like, you wasting your resource. We're not going to let you do that. Resource. All right. So we will see you again. TJ will be back next Tuesday with more on digital marketing and social media. And, and look for us on Friday to talk more about tech. Thank you so much for joining us. And we will talk to you real soon. Bye-bye.